Hello guys, welcome to Parking with Pux automatically. This is our fourth episode on Parking with Pux, and we are very excited to be back. We have a very nice lineup because we're going to be talking about me being on the hot seat, and with me is the new host and a new presenter for Parking with Pux. Her name is Sisonke Ngasa, and I'm going to allow her to introduce herself so that then we can get on with the show. There's so much that we need to talk about. So, Sisonke, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and yes, welcome to Parking with Pux automatically. I'm your new co-host, Sisonke Ngasa. Bro Pux, it's going to be an amazing journey. I look forward to each and every episode we'll be shooting in the future.
Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, guys, before we move on, I need to mention that there's certain changes that we've decided to implement on the show. One being introducing the new host, but also talk about the content, how we're going to stick to the car series until further notice, because we've listened to your feedback, and thank you very much for telling us that we should try and stick to one theme until we get it to the finish. So after the break, we're gonna change gears. I'm gonna be the one who's on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Because people want to know about the founder of the show, where we're coming from, and what the vision is. So after the break, we're gonna take turns, and we'll see what Sonke has got for me in terms of the questions, and that also, hopefully shed light on what we're going to do going forward. We're also going to talk about the next coming year, 2022, we've got exciting plans for that as well. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get through that. So guys, we'll be back right after this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Parking with Pux automatically. Today, the wheels are changing. Mr. Pux is on the hot seat. I said Mr. Pux, sorry. Bro Pux is
Either
on
way
the
is
hot
fine.
seat.
Either way, my dear. Either way.
It's all about you today.
Yes.
Bro Pux, please take us through what inspired the show. Who inspired you growing up to love cars? Where did it all begin? Please tell us.
Wow. Thank you for that question.
Yes.
I knew it was coming. It's like those questions when they say, tell us about yourself in the interview. But no, I don't mind. Mm-hmm. I don't mind. So, look, I grew up loving cars a lot. Mm-hmm. At home, like literally everybody had a car.
Oh,
for some strange reason. And, growing up in Soweto in the 70s, it was something unheard of, because even how the houses were built, you get this small little gate just to show you that you'll never have a car.
Oh, yeah.
But today, there's more than 1 million cars driving in and out of Soweto. So for me, the inspiration came from my upbringing, my grandmother, my dad, my uncle.
Your grandmother had a car?
My grandmother had a car in the 1970s.
Wow. Who would have known?
Look, she took a license when she was 45. That's when she bought her first car. She was 45. I remember my mom teaching her, the practicing for the learners, and, cramming and all those things. It was very nice.
Wow.
So then my dad then followed suit. They bought cars. So back in the day, it was quite funny. Vehicle finance was not big. So you needed to buy a car cash. So those guys, they really worked hard. For you to even get a car, you needed to buy cash. Otherwise, as a black person back in the day, you couldn't.
So, Bro Pux, they did not only own cars, but the cars were bought cash.
We bought cash, yes.
Wow.
Obviously, it would be second-hand, because you could not afford a brand new car.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, you're saying that this is happening in the 1970s.
In the 70s, yes.
When our country was going through so much.
So much, yeah.
And here you were exposed to all of this.
Yes, I was exposed to that. And it was, and I'm always careful not to go with the whole thing, dusty streets of Soweto. There were dusty streets at home, but there were cars in the yard.
Yeah.
So then the inspiration for the show really comes from that long life love for cars and exposure and all that. And later, then I got exposed to the showbiz. I had a friend of mine. He was a son to Al Khaudi.
Okay.
So he had all the equipment, and we're doing mini documentaries, editing here and there, and that's where the love for showbiz comes from.
Too.
Yeah. So then it meant that now at some point I would have to either follow one of the two, because at first I wanted a dealership. I did try. But then, the industry is quite rough there, out there. So the many gatekeepers and all that.
But also, showbiz is nicer.
Look, that's what I'm saying. That for me, to fuse the two, it's a special thing that happened. Because for me, then, it was showbiz. I was like, okay, look, I love movies. I like videos, the way they're made and stuff like that. And now, today, with Packing with Pux, I have that opportunity. So it's the fusion of those things. I think as the show goes on, I'll tell you the stories respectively about how the one brought me here and how the other brought me here as well. So that then at the end we can have a fusion of what we have today as Packing with Pux.
All right. Oh wow! What an interesting story. Did you hear that, everyone? What an interesting story. But now, Sir Pux, I want to know, when did you buy your first car? What brand was that car? And why did you choose that particular brand as your first car?
That's beautiful. It's quite interesting. My first car was a BMW 3 Series. 325, my dear.
Yeah, we play big.
Yeah, no, it was like, go big or go home.
Yes.
So, but then the main inspiration, believe it or not, was my grandmother. My grandmother, right in the middle of a state of emergency, she bought a BMW 7 Series, top of the line. I was like, I was in tears when I drove that car. When I got into I was still young, and I knew that one day when I buy a car, it will be a BMW. So that was my first car. And then coupled with that, growing up in the township, especially Soweto, so it has got a rich history in BMW. The gangsters were driving that thing. Even before the Kusheshe, there was other BMWs which were popular then, your 528s, 525s.
Yeah.
In fact, the Sandler Symphony adage, it's not even about the 3 Series. It's stolen from the 535. That was the most popular BMW back in the day. So that was my inspiration in terms of really wanting to have that car. And that was that. And then later, it's like it almost became a cult at home, because my uncle followed suit with BMWs, my other uncle, and then my dad. And I was like, okay, it's a family thing. So that's why I bought that car in the first place.
You followed the family steps.
It was the family steps, but the inspiration was the old lady.
Wow. Now, let's tap into your grandmother a bit. Tell me what sort of woman she was, because I can only imagine if she drove a BMW. I mean, even nowadays, if you're driving a BMW, it's a
big deal.
It's a big deal. It's a nice brand.
Look, I'm happy that you also asked that question, because drawing from that inspiration, my grandmom was really a standard. She had only standard 6, which was quite good back in the day, but it could only take you so far if you don't go to teachers' college or anything like that. So then she came to Joburg. I think it was in the 60s. So when she got to Joburg, she worked like any other person. So she used to work for, those clothing shops. Like she used to work for John Oz, I think Glamour and stuff like that. So she was that lady. When you go and buy clothes, and there's that lady who's going to no, the one who sews the thing and makes it your height, the sewing. She was that lady sitting behind, and so she was Sustress. Yeah, she was that. So then what she did, at some point she got retrenched, but when she was retrenched, the only thing that she took back with was the machine. So she went to go and operate from the townships now. And back in the day, there's this trouser called the Brentwood It's very popular with the guys, especially even now the big Zulus and all that. They love that thing.
Yes.
Very expensive.
I know.
So the one problem, I don't know for what reason or another, it used to have a lot of problems, tearing and all that. So she always had customers, you know.
Yes.
So then, and that's how she became an entrepreneur. So she was doing that, you know, sewing things for the guys and stuff like that. But one day, she sat down with my uncle. My uncle was also into the business, although he was working for Anglo American. They said, no, look, let's also get into dry cleaning. So they got into dry cleaning and they opened our first day. It was a caravan. And then from there, one thing led to another. It was a couple of shops in Soweto. And then she became one of the powerful business owners.
Wow.
You know, she was on first name basis, even with Maponya. In fact, when she bought the 7 Series, Maponya came to her and said, hey, brah, sister, I know. You're a true inspiration. So, yeah, she was quite an influential person, church leader.
Indeed.
She was vice president of the Methodist Church, Soweto, for like a good number of years. You know, yeah. So she was quite an
amazing woman,
a big woman, and she wore God like you'll never believe.
Amazing.
You know, people when they come home to even get counseling, they'll never walk out without even a 20 rand in an envelope. By the way, whatever she gives, if she gives you money, she'll never give you on hand. We would buy envelopes for days because that's what she was about.
Wow.
A giver of note.
True inspiration of note. What an amazing story. Pux. And today we are here.
Yeah, today we're here.
With Pux, automatically. Inspired by her grandma. I can only imagine how she looked driving her 7 Series back in the day.
Hey, you should see her in the Methodist regalia. I remember one day, it was during State of Majors, like I said.
Yes.
And these guys in Hippo, they stopped her. They said, no, man, explain your situation. And I started conversing with them in Afrikaans. And she told them, good day, I'm a businesswoman here. I'm working here. You can't come and ask me nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm a powerful businesswoman.
A black, powerful business woman.
Yeah. And now because she used to work for clothing companies, can you imagine a dress code, eh?
Yay.
Even outside the uniform.
Yeah, I'm inspired. Just hearing about her, I'm inspired.
Mom Toli. I remember one time when I went to the hospital.
Yes.
She was sick and all that. She said, no, look, she was about to be discharged. And then I was supposed to bring her clothes and her jacket. She loves a jacket. Like anything that's not cashmere, it was not, she'd tell you no. So then I brought the jacket. And she shouted at me. Guess for why? Where's the brush pin? Why am I supposed to wear this thing without the brush pin? That's how pedantic she was. Very classic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing the story with us, Sir Pux. So now let's get back to the show. Our target market. You and I have had this conversation before on
offline, yeah.
Yes, offline, of the shows that we're going to be doing and who we're trying to inspire, which is everyone. But we do have a certain target market in mind.
Yeah.
Also, stemming from your grandmother's story. So tell me more about that.
You see, I like the way you're connecting these questions because my target market is really about young women and women drivers.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because I see with my sisters, my mom, and everybody that there's not much knowledge, or let me say the knowledge compared to us is different. There's a gap there. For example, like I was saying the other day, how do you tell that your petrol tank is which side of the car?
And I didn't know.
Exactly. And then I showed you that that arrow tells you that.
Yes.
But that's just a minor thing. So for me, I want to talk to cars from a woman driver point of view. How do you even start shopping for a car?
Yes.
And when you're shopping for a car, what are the things that you need to look out for? How do you negotiate finance? Which finance packages, you should look out for? I want to look at...
And this is information that is not it's not readily available.
It's not readily available because people, yes, they advertise their products out there. For example, I want to talk to the insurance issues to say, okay, fine, you're a young lady, you've just started driving and all that. Is it really fair for you to pay a high premium simply because of your age? And if it is, then what are the ways that we can do, or what are the things that we can do to mitigate that?
Yeah.
That's one of the other things I want to look at. Roadside assistance. Do we even know how to change a tire?
I don't. I'm guilty.
Exactly.
I don't.
When a person says, when you go to a filling station, oil and water, do you even bother to get out of the car and see if they are really pouring the right oil, for example?
We trust that they know their job.
Exactly. And why I'm saying this, I know that we say, okay, the market has an assumption that all women drivers will buy brand new cars and then you don't have to worry about that. But what about the second-hand owner? You know, because for me, I know getting into motoring, I started in many ways. Like when I got my BMW, it's a story for another day. But a lady wouldn't have pulled it off. I know for sure. But if they know what I know, what I'm willing to share on the show, then you'll be able to drive what you like, you know, and not be constrained by all the noise. So I'm about to quiet down all the noise and just talk about the driver.
Yeah.
What are your needs?
Yes.
You know, and what are the things to look out for, even, you know, as a woman driver. So for me, the target market is the driver, but the woman driver in particular.
And I know women like me, I most definitely need to hear this information.
Exactly.
Because I personally went through it, and
Yes.
I wish there was a show that could tell me
Yes.
where, how, what to do. What questions to ask. Who to talk to. Which dates of the month to even go and negotiate that deal.
Of course, because deals, buying a car, it's a very tricky one, which is some of the things I'm willing to share with the guys to say sometimes if you go towards the end of the month, it's probably not the good time, but immediately after the end of the month, when the sales team is under pressure to move the cars from the floor,
there you are, you go in to negotiate and you get your car of choice, the one that you
want. The car that you want, you know. And mostly, again, one of the things that I need to also mention is the technical part. You take your car, for example, you told me about your Campbell issue, which could have cost you an arm and a leg hadn't you gone to the right. I
had already gotten the codes.
Exactly.
I was devastated.
Yes. And when I confirmed that it's not necessarily a train smash if you do it before it snaps. But people will make a big deal out of it because they want to get money out of you.
Yeah. And what we do as women, we basically just rely
you just take it.
We rely on your dealership.
Yeah,
I take it back to the dealership. Like, guys, what do?
Yes.
So whatever they tell me, I take that.
Yes. So what we're hoping to do on the show is to make sure that we get people who are going to talk to those issues. If it's a service-related episode, then we can get them to talk to us and talk to our viewers to say, now this is what you can do. These are things to look out for. You don't have to pay so much.
Yeah.
You don't have to be under pressure, because people are put under pressure because they're fear-driven, especially ladies. You know, and so for me, that's where it comes from, because I had a brilliant grandmother who pushed the boundaries.
Yes,
I can't even mention the cars that she drove subsequently.
Did.
She did. No, she.
If she had a 7 Series in her lineup, I'm scared to know. I'm scared to even ask.
Yeah. So it's all. My focus would be mostly on women, because honestly, Tina, guys, we'll talk about the power and all the good stuff, but there are no lessons learned.
Yes.
For me, I want to unlock that value of inspiring a better motorist.
True.
It's not only gonna really benefit only women, because there are young guys.
Everyone
who wants to get into a car and down the line he's bought a very expensive car to maintain, but it looks good.
Now you're stuck with this car.
Then you're stuck with this thing. Can't even take it to the car wash. So that's basically that, my dear.
Welcome back to Parking with Pux Automatically, the show where you get to learn everything and anything about cars. Not only that, also about lifestyle. Now, Bro Pux, tell us what the show has in store for us in 2022.
Hey, thank you for asking that.
Yeah.
You know, because we worked a lot in terms of preparing for the new year. We're very excited because we're getting a lot of interest from, vehicle clubs, other car owners, insurance companies and all that. So we're going to be really touching on a lot of those kind of shows. But we've got 3 major events that are coming up. The first one, which I'm very excited about, is the car dealerships. Having grew up there, why I want to do the car dealerships it's quite interesting because people think, especially in Soweto, dealerships are a new thing. We had dealerships as far as early as 1970s.
Back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if your grandmother was driving a car.
Yes. Although I think she only bought from only one of her cars from the car dealership. It was a dealership called Maponya Mountainside Motors. I think it was a Chevrolet franchise.
Nice. So are these Kasi dealership black owned?
Yes, like Maponya was as black as they come.
Okay.
Quite an inspiration.
Okay.
Wonderful man.
Okay.
That guy, he pushed the boundaries very much. So she bought the car from that, and there was also another one. The first BMW dealership back in the 80s, it was again Maponya. Richard Maponya was quite
He did a lot of amazing things.
Yeah, I could throw the javelin very well.
Yeah.
But the most interesting one that many people don't know about is the Giant Car Bazaar.
Okay.
I think it was, I don't know who owned it, but one of the
Giant
giants,
Car
yes. It was written Giant when driving to Soweto. Everything, those guys that were written with the T-Peg, that big, with the balloons and all that.
And almost billboard.
And
of some sort.
yes, but it was a proper, dealership that gave access to the guys, because guys, like I said earlier on, the system was such a way that we're not even expected to own cars with the kind of gates we had and all of that. So, bring those cars into the township. So my focus is to see how far they've come and what dealerships are now there, and the owners, and are we really developing, motoring on the straight and narrow.
Yes.
So that is going to be quite an interesting event. We've already started talking to some of the dealerships, so it may be a series of episodes that we shoot.
Yeah.
Featuring, and then if there are any other townships, because I cannot be selfish with Soweto, we do get like that.
Yes.
So if there are any other townships that we discover that they have, then we will be going all over. That's the first one.
Yeah.
Second major event, and these are the things that we want to do within the first quarter of 2022. So it'll be another one in Swartkop. There we'll be featuring the vehicle car club owners who normally convene.
I'm excited about this one.
That one, look,
excited.
you really need. It's a must watch, guys. If there's anything that you need to watch, is that one.
It is going to. Can I add something there?
Yes, please.
Just to let our viewers know that I, your co-host, will get to test drive some of the cars.
Of course,
So
without
I'm
fail.
excited.
Without fail.
I cannot wait.
And then the showstopper. This one is big. It's going to be outside Gauteng. There's a place in Bloemfontein, the biggest car wash there. It's called Mahungra. It's a car wash / club. We had the privilege of talking to the owner there. He's very excited. There is going to be a big event. The event is going to be talking more about, it's going to be wild.
It's going to be anything and everything.
That guy, he owns
Cars,
every
lifestyle,
classic
everything.
car any car owner can ever dream of. Last time when I went to him, he had a BMW 635 CSI. Every BMW owner's dream. He has that car.
So we're going to take it back.
We're going to take it back.
To where it started.
Exactly. So it's going to be the meeting of the old and the new.
The new meeting the old.
The new meeting the old. Where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Because these youngsters, they think,
We think we know it all. Can't we?
Yeah, no. We did these things. In fact, our engines were even bigger. So we're going to have that kind of an event. All the classic cars.
Yeah.
He also promised to get, it's going to be a national thing, even though it's going to be also in Bloemfontein. He'll get the car clubs from all over the country to come and participate.
Wow, this is going to be big.
It's going to be, it's going to be very big. So we have that on the on at least 2022. It's going to keep us quite busy. So for the rest of the year, then we'll plan as things go.
We will obviously let our viewers know.
We'll let exactly.
We go by.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Now, you heard it. So exciting. First, we have the Kasi dealership, followed by our Zwartkop Raceway car racing track, and where everything will be happening. Now, everyone is welcome. And to top it up, we have our Bloem car wash motoring market going on, where the new will meet the old. Now, for anything that you want to know about cars, remember, not just cars and also lifestyle. This is the show to watch. Sir Pux, any last words?
Yes, thank you. So for me, just to close off, guys, I would really want to thank you for your support and the feedback that we get.
Yeah.
And without, I always make an analogy when you play boxing. It's always good to go back and find people in your corner. Yes. Giving you the inspiration and stuff like that. So for me, I would really like to thank our viewers for that and our supporters. And as a parting shot, really, it's festive now. We'll be traveling. I myself will be traveling, and I would really urge you to drive safely. Don't drink and drive, and make sure that the car is in good condition. Because some of the accidents, it's not only just about drinking and driving. The tires. Make sure that the threads are okay. Wheel alignment. Oh my God, wheel alignment can spoil your tires. And just make sure that the car is in good condition as you are the driver. And with that, we'd like to say Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. This show will be flighted, will be premiering as the last episode on Monday, the 28th of December, where then you'll be able to see this premiere. And we'll be very excited to begin the new year with you guys. And we really hope you're going to join us in this journey, because for me, it's just about creating a better driver and making, driving very pleasurable. So for me, thank you to the team. Thank you, Sisonke.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And I think taking over will be quite a breeze. Obviously, I will be, supporting you. And also thank you to the S-Cubed team. They are very, very, they are a very beautiful team. Thank you to NK for, giving us a home. So for me, really, Merry Christmas. Hi, Mom. My wife and kids. Hi, Tando. Hey, Mihle. I love you guys. And I love you, kiddo. Over and out.
Thank you so much for being with us. Now, as Sir Pux has said, do keep all the road rules. Don't drink and drive. Be safe as you're traveling to wherever you're going to. We will see you next year with a bang of a show. Now, please do not forget to subscribe and press the like button.
Yeah.
Thank you.